Hello friends, how are you? I cannot wait to show you how to make this project. So imagine receiving that, and you open it up and you're like, whoa, pretty leaves. Then there's more. So this is today's project. And it's a little bit more than stamp one image and attach it and consider it done. Just to say, it takes just a little bit more, but it's really pretty. And the leaves, you know, I was looking around online trying to find leaves that were inspiring, really pretty. And it's nice when you do them in solid color papers, but it's nothing like this. These are done on vellum with alcohol markers and 91% rubbing alcohol and a straw. You could do it with a, I forgot what they call that, where there's the bulb on it and you put the pen in it and you squeeze it and it makes the splatter. I had one of those, but I got rid of it because I never use it. So I have to use an old-fashioned straw, which might be good because if you have that bulb spritzer thing, you're in business, you're set. And if not, you could use a straw like I do, which is kind of old school. So this is today's project. So this is part of Avid Stampers, which means if you buy the bundle through me, you get 3 card kits for free. So this is number 1. I'm going to do 3 of them using the Changing Leaves bundle. So today's project will use Changing Leaves, the polymer stamp set, and the hybrid embossing folder. There's a die that fits perfectly in here. We'll do that in just a minute. Everyday greetings just for additional words. So on the front here I have hello, and then right in here I have friend. These words are great, and I'll probably use them on the other 2 projects, but I just wanted something a little bit simple for this card just because there's kind of a lot going on. So there's that. And then dies, thoughtful wishes. Oh, did you notice this gray die cut? It's a beautiful die cut. My first thought was, oh, Dude and Sparkle. But hold on. Maybe I could have done it in the leaves color, but I think that would have been distracting. So I just did it as a bit of a background with a hint of silver on it. Oh, and these gems. I'll show you those. They come in white with silver. I think they're called ribbon gems. And also in pecan pie. Then on the inside, just because there is quite a bit going on here, the inside is kind of simple. Just stamping. Okay, so thoughtful wishes for that fancy background. And of course, Changing Leaves for the leaves. And the leaves, I don't know if you noticed, they are, first of all, on vellum. We'll do the coloring. Then after that, we'll stamp on it with espresso ink and clear embossing powder. Then we'll put it into the folder and cut it and texture it. Don't worry. After you do one of them, you're like, oh, I got it. It's not that bad. But at first you're like, oh my gosh, there's so much to it. But it looks good and it's worth it. So I guess it's a little bit of a challenge, but you can do it. Trust me. Okay, so there's that. So over here, I have some things. We'll be using the silver foil paper for these little cute bits of silver. And we'll be using Country Woods, I pulled it off to the side, Country Woods designer paper. And that's for this wood grain. Here's a Country Woods paper. And it's so fun, it's so nice. Any color that you can imagine you want it to go with, this goes with everything. Probably because a lot of it is neutrals, but it's lovely paper. And we will use our cutter trimmer for scoring. I'll set that over here just for a minute. We'll use it again. Oh, let me show you. So I have this written down. So Avid Stampers, you get the 3 cards for free if you buy the bundle. And the Golden Greenery, which I have right here, I'll show you in a minute, that if you order it by 8/1, so there's still time, and I'll tell you what the item number is here in just a minute, you'll get these 3 cards for free. Today we're starting on Changing Leaves. Order it by August 29th. and you'll get the 3 card kits for free. So, Golden Greenery, and I say all this just because some lovely person ordered online and her name is No Contact, and I need to know where to send the kits to. So, No Contact, if you ordered through me, please contact me by a message in for any of the YouTubes, or send me an email to jillybling@yahoo.com, or anyway, I'd love to hear from you, and let me know that it was you who ordered the Golden Greenery bundle, because these card kits are coming your way, but I have to know your info. So here is, oh, wait till you see this one. This is the first one. Isn't that pretty? And you could still get in. If you want these card kits, you have until the 1st. So please, please get them. Oh, and the item number for Golden Greenery, the bundle, is 164117. The item number for changing leaves is 164139. Okay, and this is the second one. Pretty. And the third one. This one I tried to do not so much holiday-like. This could be great for a wedding or an anniversary. Okay, so that is the Golden Greenery Avid Stampers bundle, the card kits you get for free. And No Contact, I hope you're listening. Send me a message and let me know the date that you ordered, just so I can confirm it's you. Because what if like 5 people say it was me? And it's like, no, it wasn't. Okay, we'll be using linen thread. And here are the gems. These are called Pecan Pie and Clear Ribbon Adhesive. 164204. But those are really pretty. We'll be using these in just a minute. And these are the little, let me put on something dark. These are the pieces we'll be cutting out for the card. You'll need 1 of this, 3 of this little maple leaf, and I'm not sure what this is, maybe an elm, just 1 of those. So those are the pieces we'll be cutting out. And here are the templates, and I'll put the templates on my blog once I get all 3 of the projects done, but I'll put pictures of these. So there's 2 pieces to the card base, and I have them numbered as panels. Panel number 2, there's 4 of them. Panel number 3, there's 2 of them. Panel number 1, there's 1. But it shows, oh, I didn't write it down. Well, easy enough. You scored at 2, 4, 6, and 8. I could write that down. Score at 2, 4, 6, 8. And then for this little cutout piece right here, you score 1 1/4 from the top and 1 1/4 from the bottom. And you cut just between these panel 3s right here. So I might have been off screen. 1 1/4 from the bottom and 1 1/4 from the top. And then this is the card base. And when you're cutting out your card base, what I did here in espresso, you cut out 2 pieces, 1 and 2. One of them is 8.5 by 5.5. The other one is 8 by 5.5. Because this gets folded in half, so it's just a 4-inch card base. And we'll put it together in just a minute. And each of the panels have 2 pieces of paper. And it is for, see right here how there's the gray and then the designer paper? And that's the same for all of them. And that's why there's 2 different columns. So let me have you do a screenshot, and I'll put this on my blog in just a few days. It'll take me, each of these take me about a day to come up with, and then I'll put them on my blog. But here you go for a screenshot of the sizes to cut your paper. Okay, I think we're ready to roll. Oh, and then we're going to use the Vellum. Vellum isn't in the catalog anymore, but you could get it anywhere online. Okay, you ready to do this? It's a lot of fun. So, this is what I used to make the sample. And you're like, well, that's kind of ugly, but there is a reason that I did it like this. And if you try to do it without doing it this way, I'll show you what it looks like. And keep in mind, this is kind of tamed down. This paper right here, I didn't have on my little, what is this? This is just glossy paper. Oh, I tried it on glossy paper too. I'll show you that. But this paper was curled up about this big, the whole thing. Trying to stamp on something that size, oh, it's a nightmare. So I found if you just stick it on a piece of cardstock, it behaves a lot better. Maybe I could use these later. And all you really need is a half a sheet of 8.5 by 11 vellum to do your alcohol inks on. But sometimes it's nice to have a bigger piece because then you could say, oh, I want the red colors or I want the green colors. But we're going to make one of these right now. So here's my lovely sheet of glossy paper. Oh, and then the glossy paper. Let me show you some trial and errors. Then I'm going to throw these away promptly. I can't wait to throw them away. This one was when I finally got, okay, you do the vellum paper with color and then you stamp on it. That's going to look good. So that's how it all started to come together. Throw that away. This was the vellum paper just run through the embossing folder. It's like, it's kind of lacking something. It's okay, but it's not as good as this right here. It's better when you could see the detail in it. So that one goes away. That's the same thing, goes away. Okay, then I thought, well, what if I back it up with a solid color paper? Still not as good as, I don't think, is that one. So these are all trial and errors. Oh, and the glossy paper. Oh, here. This is why I pulled out the glossy paper. I tried doing the alcohol markers on the glossy paper and taking the rubbing alcohol, and it didn't smear it near enough. Therefore, vellum. Okay, now that we got through all of that, just trust me, just do vellum and stick it down. So this is what Stampin' Up! Used to call paper vellum. It's just a little bit thicker, which is kind of nice. And I'm going to put a glue dot in each of these corners, 6 of them, just to hold the paper down, because you know what happens if you don't. It's too curly. So 6 of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you know, every time I have like a little stumbling block or an issue, someone always says, oh, you could do this. So I can't wait to read comments, because I know that y'all, crafting together is the best thing because we come up with good ideas. So far, this is, it'll do. It has a few challenges, but it'll do. Okay, putting a glue dot in all the corners just to hold down that vellum. That one isn't sticking. It's probably because I've used this paper too many times. Okay, 6 glue dots, 1 paper. There we are. Oh, I hope no contact. I hope you contact me. I want to get you your free kits. Okay, so the colors. Look at these right here. This is like science in the craft room. Okay, so for the colors, I have, and you could choose any colors you like. If you want to have more, all of your leaves be a little bit more green, just pull out every green that you have. Okay, so I'm going to do Blackberry Bliss. Blackberry Bliss, all these are dark. Cherry Cobbler. That sounds good, Cherry Cobbler. Poppy Parade, Pumpkin Pie, Daffodil Delight, Mossy Meadow. And I'm going to be a little bit heavy on the green. and just a little bit of all these other colors. So at this point, it's just applying color. Can you see how specific and precise I'm being? Ooh, this marker might need replacing. Okay. And if you're sensitive to the alcohol smell, you might want to have a fan going. I don't mind it. I don't like it, but it doesn't bother me. And I'm trying to keep backed up just a little bit. Normally I'd be like all up over this, but right now it's like, because I'm thinking the fumes. You're getting the fumes, right? Whew. Okay. Poppy Parade. This is becoming quite a fall little scene. It's very red color. And you don't have to fill in every spot. Just apply color because we're going to be moving this ink around. And if you're used to using alcohol markers, you're like, you know, once it's on there, that's it. But this is a little bit bucking the system. That marker's almost out too. Daffodil Delight. I had to leave room for Mossy Meadow. Maybe. Maybe. Yay! That marker is really tired. The other end must be working fine. Okay, a little bit heavier on the green. Or maybe this project is just going to have a whole lot of fall in it. So the next step is to spray the alcohol, and usually what you get at like Walgreens or over the counter, unless you really look for it, you usually get, I haven't colored the other ones this much. I don't know what I'm doing here. Usually at 70%, we want 91. You can buy 91%. I think I got a bottle from Amazon, this one right here. And I wanted the squirter too, 91%. That makes all the difference. If you do 70%, it's okay. This works really good. I was going to show you something else. Oh, here. So now that I've done this, it's going to turn into this. You can see how it's all curly, but you could see where my blotches of color were. You can tell all the Mossy Meadow. See, this one I didn't get nearly as, I'm motivated to get it. This one has lots of color on it. Let's see how it turns out. So when you spray it, let me get my straw. Here's my straw with color on this end. And this is a purposely long straw because when you're over the top of it, whoo. So when you spray it, the colors start to bleed. What you do is take a breath from over here and move the color about. I really don't want to see any of my little wiggles of ink. I want it to be all kind of blended together. And you could always put on more spray. Obviously, there's no spray here. Over here, where it's already kind of dried up a little bit, it looks freckled, which Mother Nature will do. But if you don't like that, you could just spray it again. This is where if you're doing it with a neighbor, you want to make sure you brushed your teeth and flossed and did everything really well. I always do, so we're good. Just saying. Or it might smell like you've been hitting the bottle this morning. Okay. And some of these, it's like, oh, look at all the ink that kind of piled up there. But it looks good. Okay. That was a lot of spritzing. This is a test for your lungs. How much can you, like how long can you blow up that balloon? And when it starts kind of rolling, like see how it's going over here? here so you could really see it. Ooh, it's a little stronger here. And keep in mind you need only half of the sheet of paper, so I could just stop here and there's plenty of color. And sometimes it's nice to have bold chunks of color. For instance, when you look at this project, look at all of that rich raspberry, or no, blackberry bliss, and look at all that cherry cobbler, and it looks good. If it was all just a mesh of color, it would look like a solid autumnness, all one single color. It's nice to have different areas. Oop, this is running. Should I keep going? I'm thinking a little bit more spritzing, like in these areas. Isn't this fun? Is it just me or is it fun to you too? Will you try it? The last project I did was like really easy. It was Thoughtful Journey, designer paper. Beautiful, still very beautiful, very simple. This one is on the other extreme where you do all that just to get one leaf. Yeah. Okay, I think that's good. And that was kind of fun. I'm going to do a little here because you could still see the color marks. And chances are I'm not going to need that, but that's okay. Don't run off. Oh, and if this runs off and hits your tabletop, it stained mine. And I don't like that. I might even go out and get another one. Okay, that's good. This strip is almost dried up. So now you know why I stuck it down with glue dots. And you're probably like, well, it won't curl up that much. Oh, it does. It does. Okay, we are done with the alcohol. Woohoo! So let it dry for a bit. This is one I did last night. And it curled up a little bit. Okay, so the next step is to stamp our beautiful leaves in espresso and put them into clear embossing powder. So let's see, we're done with this. I have stuff all over the place. And we need one of these, one of the big one, and 3 of these cute little ones. Okay, so espresso, and I just re-inked this. Let me show you the difference. This is just re-inked. See how nice and strong that leaf is? Where this one, I was thinking, yeah, it needs a little re-inking, but I only figured that out once I stamped in here, and I thought, yeah, it needs a little re-inking. So I think the ones we're going to do today are going to be more like this, stronger leaf outline. Okay, so we're going to do 3 of those, 1 of this, 1 of that in espresso. And are you like, wait a minute, how do you emboss with espresso ink? It's because the vellum doesn't drink up the ink very quick, therefore there's enough time to put the clear powder on it. So I'm going to go a little bit quick. I should have a plan. I like this. Okay, I like it all. Maybe I'll try to find some extra green. Okay, so 3 of these. Ooh, that's kind of dark. 1, 2, 3. 1 of this one. one, and the big one. Okay. Ooh, that's pretty. There's a little bit light right there and there, but I'm just going to pretend like I planned that. I could do more. Heck yeah, I've got a whole I only used half of it. Oh, look at that pretty Blackberry Bliss. Oh, that's better. Still a little bit light through there, but it's fine. Okay, now into clear embossing powder. Little sprinkle. Let's see, do I have any stories today? We went to visit Emma yesterday, and while we were gone, Tony got some new garage cabinets delivered, and he's out there assembling them right now. He couldn't wait this morning. So since he's been off recuperating from his hip, he's like, I'm going to watch Good Morning America with you every morning, because that's what I do every morning. The whole thing, like until 9 o'clock, which is a little indulgent. I know, but I love it. So at 8:30 he goes, I have work to do. I need to go out there. And I knew it was just those cabinets calling his name. So he's been out there all morning. What are we, afternoon now? Putting together these cabinets. Okay, I'm gonna heat emboss this, still while attached. I think that's it. And isn't that cool? Can you see how they're kind of sparkly? They're kind of shiny, like 3D. Oh, right there. Isn't that just fun? And yeah, those did touch. So now it's time to take this off of here. And I'll probably still use this for more leaves. Or someone doing this project will say, hey, let me use your leaf paper. Which is fine. Okay, so there we are. Can you see how pretty it is? Oh, right there. Whoa. Okay, so now I'm going to cut out the leaves. Only kind of. I'm going to have the embossing folder do the texturing and the cutting out. Did you know that hybrid embossing folder does texturing and cutting all at once? The first time I saw that, I think I called my friend Carolyn and I said, do you know what people are doing with that? She's like, yeah, is that just cool? I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'll do them separate and I'll get it all lined up in there, but I'm scared to do it like all at once. I'm going to cut right through the folder. She goes, yeah, but that's what they say. So I read online, and Stampin' Up! Says, yep, you could do both at one time. And sure enough, you can. So that's what we're going to do next here. So the reason I'm cutting out each of these little images, what am I going to do with that? That's not good. Is because when they go in the folder, first of all, if I had them all lined up on one block, the way that they would fit the die, like if I had them all lined up in this perfect order, I could do it all at once. But I really like picking out my favorite areas of the vellum. So where's that folder? Here's the folder. So eventually this piece is going to fit in here. We're going to close it after I get the paper on there and cut it all at one time. But to get them into here, take this. Let me see, this one has all kinds of washi tape on it. Take this, line it up. The tape is holding good. Good, good. Stick it on. And you could do one at a time, or you could line up the next one, like maybe trim this vellum paper. Line up the next one. Use washi tape to hold it in place. Okay, so pretend like I had 3 leaves on here, or just one. Do one at a time if that's a little bit more comfortable for you. Then, logo side, have it right there by your desktop. Take this piece, and I can see this leaf. Get it just to set into place, and all of a sudden it will lock into place. Okay, once it's in place, close the door, and run it through hinge side first. Okay, you ready? There it is. So now all these pieces are cut out and they're textured. These are done. This is what I did last night before I re-inked it. It's a little bit of a difference. I think it's still fine though. This is just a little bit more delicate. This is like, yeah, here it is. It is a leaf. So we'll be using these. So there's 1, and then 3 of them, then that one. Okay, let's get to building the card. Oop, I feel embossing powder. So there's 2 pieces. And if you get the bundle through me, all of these will be attached and scored, and they'll all be attached to each of these. If I could do the die cutting, I can't do any stamping, but you'll have the bundle. But I'll do as much as I can for you, and I'll have each of these pieces attached with temporary adhesive, so you know exactly where they go. Okay, so I don't have enough room here. There we go. Okay, let's do this one for the scoring. I kind of don't want to mess up my little, I have another piece just like this. So when you look at these, one of them is, they're both 5.5 wide. I'm looking at the base paper. 5.5 wide by 8.5. 5.5 wide by 8. See how it's just a little bit shorter? I'm ready to make kits. I've already had 2 people order it, so I've got theirs ready to go. So these are the pieces. This one is for the card, inside part, and then this one is the 8.5. So we're going to score it at 2, 4, 6, and 8. Two, 4, 6, 1 1/8. Then 1 1/4 inch from the side, we're going to cut in between the 2-inch and 4-inch score line. So 1 1/4 right there, and from the 2-inch, and I could see the score line here, and in my little cutter there's a little line which tells me right where to go. And it's okay if you do it a little bit too big or too little. Okay, so there is the cut mark. Now we're going to do the same thing right from here to here at 1 1/4 inches in. Okay, and it's just 2 of the panels that we're cutting. But if you're getting the bundle, this will all be done for you already. Okay, so that is all the cutting and scoring on this piece. This other piece, which is 5 1/2 by 8, you could just fold it in half, but since I have this here, I'll just score it at 4 inches. Okay, we're done with that. Done with this. Okay, so all of these pieces, this just gets folded in half. All of these pieces, here's my sample. Whole lot of brown. For someone who doesn't like brown, there's a whole lot of brown. I think it just makes the leaves look most pretty. Okay, there it goes. And this one goes this way. Okay, so we'll be using these pieces in just a minute. So there is basic gray, which I think I kind of see in the wood grain here. It's going to go here. I'm getting a plan first. This one could go here. And these are darker wood pieces. When you look on the back, it's that pattern. And then these 4 little pieces in basic gray. Then on the back is the one with the petal pink on it. And these are a little bit brighter color wood grain papers. Okay, you see it coming together? It's just like a lot of layering. I think the hardest thing was doing the leaves. Not that that was that hard. It's kind of a challenge. Are you up for the challenge? Okay, so I'm going to stick these all together. Hold on. Don't you like magic TV? Hold on. There it is. All ready to roll. Yep. Okay, so now this piece, oh, we already folded that in half. Hold on. I have this one ready to roll too. So this is the inside. So this is going to be attached to right here. And I'll show you how to do that. This is for the decoration on the top. So you know about the leaves. With the silver, we're going to cut a little sprig. This wood grain paper, we're going to cut out, and don't tell anyone, there's a flat top right there. We're going to cut out the circle and stamp hello. And this basic gray paper, we're going to cut out 2 leaves. So I have some of that here. One of these goes on the inside. For right here. Where's that big thing? This thing here. This becomes this. You see how pretty that is and how delicate it is? That's right there. Sprig. This is on the outside. Let's put the card together. It's getting confusing. We need to just start building it. Okay, so there's these 2 pieces. Then there's this one with this little flap right here. So I'm going to put glue on the underside of it and put it right on the inside here. And I'll show you close up so you're like, well, where do I put it? Do I put it on the back of the card? We're going to put it on the inside and then put the gray liner paper over the top of it to cover up the seam. But for right now, put thin glue on this little 1/2 inch piece. And that's going to go on top right here. Why is that hard? It shouldn't be hard. Let me make sure I went right to the edge. Good. Right to the edge. Okay. Oop. Okay, so I'll hold this up close here in just a minute. So here is the front of the card, not decorated, and it goes open like that. So this part gets closed, and I could see the paper right here. That's where the seam goes, is right here. And we're going to put a piece of gray paper over the top and then the white over the top. So it is right in here, and if you look really hard, you'll see that little seam, but it's covered up so much with this inside liner that you can't tell. Okay, so where is that paper? It's these two here. So I'll put this one in now. I think if you have the pictures in front of you, if you have all the pieces in front of you, it comes together really very easy. Okay, and I'm not going to attach this until I stamp on it. That's going to go up here. We can see them together. Okay, so that's there. Close it, close it. Let's decorate this part. So I'm going to attach this beautiful die cut piece, which I'm just itching to do in sparkle glimmer paper or foil or something. I'm going to do something soon. And I'm not going to put glue all over all of it because I'm finding if some little parts kind of pop up just a little bit. But I definitely want it stuck down everywhere. Okay, so Tony's in the garage. And first he's like, well, I have to take out the old cabinets. Okay, so he starts taking them out and he goes, look at all this paint. What is all this too? Some of it is like 8 years old. We have to get rid of it. I'm like, oh, okay. He goes, I had to figure out where to take paint. And the local home improvement store says, we'll take it. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm going to do this at a little bit of an angle. So then he's out there pulling all this paint out. So I go to tell him, okay, be quiet, I'm doing a video. And he goes, look at this. Look how the paint and the hinges just on this one side by the door, they're all rusty. I'm like, well, that's probably because like we leave that screen door open all the time. It's like, yeah, but why'd it get rusty? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, I had to do something different. What about if, okay, hold on. Stamping comes first, before the stories. This is part of the dies that come with the Changing Leaves bundle. I'll cut that out. What else? And I need the little friend. I need a friend cut out. I had to stamp on it first. So the hinges inside the old cabinet were rusty too. So he's like, well, I need to shift everything over like a foot or so. And then that's where I could put the brooms. Oh, okay. And so it's just, everything is everywhere. I'm like, we need to get that laminated epoxy type floor in here. He's like, that means I had to take everything out. Like I had to take all the cabinets out and the workbench out. Like, well, it would look good. Okay, so I have these pieces, and this is for the front. These little leaves. These leaves, I think they're from Changing Leaves. Just really simple, real cute. That, these here. Oh, I'm kind of all over the place. Once you have all the elements, you just kind of build it. So let's put this on with dimensionals. So while we're out there, I agreed, I want to paint the inside of the house. He's like, you do, huh? Because that's a winter project. Yeah. So that's coming up. So this goes right in the middle. And I know it's kind of hard to see because it's espresso on top of espresso. I'll hold it up close. Maybe you could see how cool it looks. It's understated elegance. How's that? Okay. So there you could see. So there's the basic gray. Then there's the kind of long oval. And then the little one. And then the bling. Oh, we had to put the sprig on. Here's a sprig. Should have 2 sprigs. Oh, here's the other one. Okay, so this one, go about there. I like that epoxy garage floor idea though. I have a dimensional right there in the way. I should have known that. Okay, hindsight is clear. Put on 4 dimensionals, leaving a gap in the middle. Yeah. Oh, let's do the bling. Bling is good. I could do bling really well. Bling. So I'll do 2 of one size. I'll do a big one and a little one. I'll put more on the front. Total of 5. Ooh, don't those stand out pretty? Okay, so this is done. So now the leaves. Oh, to attach the leaves, that's another thing. Usually when you use vellum, it's hard to attach it because if you put a dimensional on the underside of it, you'll see right through it. Oh, host coat, if you can, if you need anything, I'd love to be your demonstrator if you don't already have one. And if you can, use that host code. I'll put it in the video description. So if you put a dimensional on the underside of it, you could see through. Well, you could barely see through, but it's better if you use a glue dot. And because these leaves are so kind of textured from the embossing folder and the vellum and the heat embossing, they work out just fine with just a little glue dot. So I'll put that there. This one can go here. This one I want it to be like it's falling. But you have to be careful of the creases. Like you don't want to put this one way over because the card is going to fold right there. And you don't want to crease your little stem. So I'll put it right here. This one, this panel, these 2 panels do not fold. They stay straight. So I could bridge that crease, the score line. Then this one can go like right there. Ooh, and I like all those different colors because this one has a lot of green in it. Let's see for the outside, how are these? That's pretty. Look how much yellow is on that. That's Daffodil Delight. I'm wondering what would be better with more green. No, I think the yellow on the outside, the Daffodil Delight is pretty. So those are going to be for the outside. Okay, so to stick these on, I'll use glue dots. Lots of glue dots today. Oh, I probably could. And you could stick it on with just 2 glue dots, but then because the the vellum is a little bit curly and it pops up, it's kind of better to put it on with every little point poking out, every little leaf tip a glue dot. And the stem, it's too big, but I'm going to fold it over here in just a minute. Okay, so on the stem it's too big, so I'm just going to, like it's a folded in half glue dot. So I have it on, I need just one more. Okay, so are you thinking about the vellum? I think like any ocean scene, that would be so pretty. Okay, as I'm putting this on, I know that this panel is going to bend down, so I could have it hanging over just a little bit, but I don't want the glue dot to attach at all to that panel. So that's right where it goes. I could move it up or down, but the score line is here, good. What about this one? That's going to stay flat, so it's okay if it attaches to this one. Okay, that's good. And all of these things, if you were to attach it and it's like, oh, I attached it to the wrong spot, it's easy enough to pull up. So don't be all nervous about it. Just kind of lay it there, see how it is when it closes, and you'll know right away, oh, I need to move that, or oh, I need to pull that glue dot off. Okay, here's the one I have to fold in half. One more. Lots of glue dots, which is okay. Okay, so that one gets folded in half, and this one comes from here. I want it to be like it's just kind of trickling, falling, like here it is. I don't want it to be at perfect angles. Also, putting glue dots on each of these little leaf tips, make sure that when it's folded closed, it doesn't get in the way. And if you fold yours closed and it's like, it's not exactly closing, you can kind of push this top panel back a little bit, use your bone folder, and just adjust the fold a bit, and it'll work better. Okay, so that, one more. And all of these things, when I'm saying them right now, you're like, what? But when you're working on your project and you're assembling it and you're trying the folds, each of those words will be like, oh, okay, I know what you mean. I got it, I got it. Oop, this one I have an extra. The extra glue dot will go right in the middle. Okay, gotta fold this one over. This one I didn't cut it very good. It's a little bit off, what do they call that? It's off register. I'm gonna make sure it'll close. I have all this front prettiness just waiting. Okay, and make sure it'll close. Good, good, just fine. I could see the little tips right through here, but that's okay. Oh, isn't that fun? I hope you could see how pretty this is. Oh. Yeah. Okay, so that's all done. So now it's just here. So the big leaf, let me get the sample over here. Okay, so the big leaf will go right up there. That is like the anchor of the card. It's very proud. That's gonna go right there. And this leaf is just going to be falling down. Okay, I'm just going to stick them on because I know that's going to work, because the hello is going to cover part of it. Okay, here we go. Glue dots galore. I should get that item number. We need glue dots. Glue dots everywhere. Okay. You know, look at that. I was like, why is there Blackberry Bliss over my pumpkin pie. It was just a little extra piece. I wonder if I cooked that all the way. Yeah, that's good. It's kind of nice. Can you see how the embossing, the espresso ink, and then the clear embossing? Yeah, simple pleasures. You know, people who get these cards, I hope they appreciate them. It was like half a day later. Here's one card. Oh, that's nice. Thanks. Just kidding. Glue dots, glue dots, glue dots. I think I need one more. Oh, no. Got them all. This one folds under. And it goes here. I'm looking at this corner, the top. Oh, I like this one, how it's kind of sticking over, bridging. Oh, I have a glue dot under there. Well, that one's going to have to come off. Because if it were in an envelope, it probably would stick and rip up the paper. So, glue dot right here. Off with you. Maybe. Yeah, it's coming up. I didn't push too hard. I'll put it right down here though. There's a little bit more still remaining. And I think I'll put another one under there. So if ever you have a glue dot, like I did right there, and it's just not coming up, take your embossing buddy and tap, 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 and that will make all the sticky go away. I know you all would never do that, but I do stuff like that all the time. Okay, looking good. Now, glue dots on this one. I like glue dots too because they're instant. It's not like glue where you have to wait for it to hold. The glue holds good and all, but glue dot, once you stick it on there, it's kind of dry. It is what it is. That's all that's to it. One more. Okay, this one gets folded under, and this one is going to look like it's kind of trickling down, falling gently. Okay, now this is going to go on with dimensionals. I'm looking at how many dimensionals to put on, because all I have sticking underneath it is that little silver sprig. So I can do lots of dimensionals. And then the sprig, go right about there. Sprig will probably need some glue. That can go here. I'm leaving room for my my little bling to do their thing. Oop, wants to come out. That's convenient. Sure, it wants to come out, but now when I go to put it back in, it's like, nope, there's a dimensional there. Well, this is going to be a tall sprig. I kind of like it tucking under better though. Just like that. Okay, and these little things, they're going to kind of frame the word hello. So I'll put a dimensional under both of these ends and then glue on the little one and the stem. Okay, so glue on the little one and the stem. and dimensionals on these two bigger leaves. Right like that. Okay, and this one right about there. So glue on half of the big leaf and dimensionals on the little leaves. Okay, glue right here. And then dimensionals on these two little ones. So we went out to lunch with Emma, and the place next door, as we got out, it was like, you smell that? It smells like delightful barbecue. Not just, oh, that's barbecue, but oh my, delightful barbecue. And the place we went was really cute. So afterwards I said, y'all, it was just Tony and Emma. I just want to look around and see what they have on their menus, just because I'm like that. So we went over there. Oh my gosh, every place, I think they had like 6 food trucks smushed into one parking lot. I mean, if you were to stretch your arms out, well, it would take 2 people. If you had 2 people stretching your arms out, you can touch the food trucks. They were like that in there, and it smelled so good, and the food things looked so good. And keep in mind, this was after we had lunch, so it's not like I was hungry, we were hungry. And that place, we smelled the barbecue, and keep in mind, lunch was really good. The barbecue we were smelling, we walked up there and the girl goes, "Can I help you?" We're like, "Oh, we just ate, we're just checking out the menu." Oh, okay. So she went back to doing other stuff, but it just smelled so good that we're like, let's get stuff for later tonight when we get home. So we ordered food to go, but every place in there is like, oh, I would love to go here. So I think next time we visit, we're gonna go and check that place out. And they had this market. There was this guy, and he was being overly friendly, and he kept talking, and I'm gonna get in the shade. And so he goes, "Oh, do you need a chair for the shade?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay." It's like, no one flirts with me, but I'll take it. And he's like, "So are you here for the event?" I'm like, "No." He goes, "You don't know what I'm talking about." No. And he was talking about like a market where they shut down from 15th or 16th to 33rd or 32nd Street. All those blocks get shut down, and it was starting like at 4:30 or 5, and we were there at 4. So it was like right around the corner. And we had other things to do. Otherwise, we probably would have stayed. But that looked like, could you imagine if that's just one place? Yeah, that'd be fun to go partake in all of that. And of course, there's plenty of beer to be had. So would have been a good thing for Tony. Emma likes beer too. Just about everyone likes beer. But it would have been fun. And I think they have all kinds of vendors too. It isn't just food. Fun, fun. Come on, little dot. You can go right there. This is like a collage. There, that's where it needs to go. Okay, I think that's it. Oh no, we have to stamp the inside. Okay, so this is good. And I'm purposely leaving these different lengths. Okay, I might trim one of them. Just so it goes with kind of the craziness of this. That's good. So right in here, just because there's already so much going on, I'm just going to stamp once again that leaf at the bottom. Isn't it nice how this basic gray paper covered up the seam and you can hardly tell? Okay, so it's this one. Let's see the difference in a re-inked pad versus it needs to be re-inked pad. kind of nervous. Oh, that's just bold. It is all proud. That's really pretty though. I mean, that is dark. That is espresso. Do you like espresso? I like espresso made drinks like a latte. Plain old espresso, can't handle it. Okay, that's really pretty. Look at the difference. I'm almost embarrassed. Yeah. Okay. You could put words in here. Or not. Then you can write whatever you want. So that is it for today's project. And as an Avid Stamper project, this is number 1 of 3, and the others are coming soon. So thank you for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. And there's that little notification bell. If you could click that, then you'll be notified as a message, a YouTube message that, hey, there's a new video out there. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.